So today we are going to start with the very first lecture of your theory, and I'll be taking up paper A, and that is related to ecology. So we will discuss various aspects related to ecology in this paper, and basically we will study it under 4 sections. And section A, that is for plant and environment. Section B is community ecology. This is a unit from where most of your experimental part of the practical will be covered. Section C is plant ecology, and section D is biogeographical regions of India, vegetation types of India, and landscape ecology. So we'll be dealing these one by one. So presently I'm going to start with section B of your syllabus, and we will be doing community ecology first. Okay, so we'll just have a brief discussion about what is ecology. It's not mentioned in your syllabus, but still you need to know the background. What is ecology actually? Okay, so we'll have a brief introduction. So we'll have a brief introduction about ecology. The term ecology that was started being discussed in 19th century. Okay, in 19th century, different researchers, different scientists, they use different terms in order to explain ecology. So the very initial terms which were used to explain this concept, they were ethology and hexecology. So I'll explain these to you one by one. So first is ethology. What is ethology? This is the relation of organism with family and society, and what is its relationship within that community. So basically we are talking about a particular organism. What is its relationship with its family? You all know, let's suppose you are as an individual, what is your relationship with your family? And you have a social life also. So what is your relationship with the society and a community therefore? So that is called ethology. A very basic term it was called initially when we were taking the perspective of a single organism, and we are studying its relationship with the family and outside family with the society also. Then came the second term, that is hexecology. Now, hexecology was defined as the relation between organism and environment. So, means now we are talking about environment also. We are not only talking about the society, but we are studying the relation of organism with the environment. Environment include different factors, you all know. We can study the effect of temperature on the organism, effect of light, effect of water, humidity. So all those factors which are there, the components of environment, how they are going to affect the organism. Okay, and then the relationship of organism with enemies also. Enemies, like you all know, we are living in a society, we have a community, so number of organisms of different species are coexisting. So we have to study the relationship of that organism in relation to its enemies as well. So what is hexecology? It is a relationship between organism and environment. That means the influence of different environmental factors like temperature, light, etc. on particular organism, and its relationship with its enemies, rivals, etc. So that was called hexecology. Then we came to a modern term that we are using nowadays, which is called ecology. So what is ecology? It was initially the term was used by Ritter in 1885, because I told you all those terms, all the discussion related to the ecology that started in 19th century itself. So by the end of the 19th century, a proper term ecology was used, and it was used for the first time by Ritter. And later on, year after that, the term was used or popularized by Ernst Haeckel. Okay, and later on, different concepts they were given. If we talk about the history of ecology, then a number of researchers, they added to the content how to define it, how to calculate different parameters which are related to ecology. So a number of scientists were involved, but most frequently we give the reference of Warming and Mobius. Now Warming, in year 1895 to 905, he contributed to this field of ecology, and he said that ecology is a study of organisms in relation to environment. Okay, the very basic concept, the very core idea, that is the study of the organisms in relation to its environment, is called ecology. And he was the person who wrote the first book on ecology, which is called Ecology, O is silent, Ecology of Plants. So that was the very first book ever written on this concept of ecology. Then another important reference we give about Mobius. So Mobius in 1877, he also explained ecology, but he used the term biosynosis. You must have read about this term, biosynosis. Basically, it is a term which is used to describe community. Okay, so here we are not only talking about a single individual, but we are talking about the group of organisms that are living together and sharing environment. So means a relationship of a living and non-living, that is being considered. So those group of populations is called community. We'll further elaborate this term. It's there in your syllabus on a detailed basis. And for that community, he used the term biosynosis. So that's why we generally give the reference of Mobius. Now, how this word ecology that came into existence? It is from two words that means oikos and logos. So it is, the eco is from oikos and logi is from logos. So what does these two words define? Oikos means house. Okay. So when we are studying, we are talking about house. For example, house of an individual. The particular area where that organism is living in. So that is called its house. So that is a word from oikos. And logos means study. So basically it is a study of house, right? A study of house. So that is called ecology. So here we are not talking about house which is built in from the bricks, cement, etc. Here we mean the house means the environment in which that organism is living in. So we are talking about its relationship with the family, with the abiotic factors, with the other organisms in association of that community. So all that together, the study of the home. Home here refers to the environment, both the abiotic environment as well as the biotic environment, means the living organisms. So that is called ecology. So how we define it? We say that the investigations of the total relations of the animal to its inorganic and organic environment. Okay, so means investigations of the total relations. So basically we are talking about the relationship of an organism with whom? With its inorganic environment and organic environment. So that is called ecology. So this is a proper definition of ecology. You may note down that ecology means the science that deals with the investigation of the total relations of the animal to its inorganic and organic environment. I repeat it again. It is a study that deals with the investigations of the total relations of the animal to its inorganic and organic environment. So that is called ecology. So once again, the term was used for the first time by Ritter in 1885, and later on the term was again used by Ernst Haeckel, and he actually made it popular, the word ecology. It was in 1886. The very first book on this concept was written by Warming, which is called Ecology of Plants. And the term, in order to explain, because we are talking about the interaction of organism with the other organisms, so we are talking about community interactions. So for community interactions, in order to describe that, the term used was biosynosis, and it was by Mobius. Okay, so from where the word originated, ecology? It is from two words that is oikos and logos. Oikos means house and logos means study. So basically we are studying the house of an organism, means the environment of an organism and how that is associated with the different biological environment, means different other organisms, and the inorganic environment means water, humidity, rainfall, etc. So all those interactions, they are together studied under ecology. Now we say ecology is a synthetic branch. Why we say it's synthetic? It's not a natural branch like botany, zoology. It's a synthetic branch. Synthetic means which is an amalgamation of number of sciences. So because ecology itself is a science that needs information from many different sciences, like from climatology, when you have to explain rainfall, temperature, humidity, you need climatology. Then geography, because you are defining different areas, landscapes, so you need coordinates of that. Geology, mathematics, physics, chemistry, microbiology, all other allied sciences related to life sciences. So basically this is a branch of science that obtains its source materials from several other disciplines. That is why we say that this is a synthetic branch. Okay, so once again, why it is called a synthetic branch? Because this is a science, this is a study that obtains its source materials from several other disciplines like climatology, geography, geology, etc. That's why we say that it's not a pure branch, it's not a basic branch of science, but it is a synthetic branch. Now I'm going to define different terms related to ecology. We are going to use these terms again and again when we will be studying the community ecology in detail. So the very first term is biological spectrum. What is biological spectrum? You people have studied the IR spectrum, right? The spectrum of EM waves. So spectrum means when we see the range of different wavelengths. For example, when you study Vibgyor, you see range of different wavelengths which makes the visible spectrum of light. Similarly here, so we are talking about hierarchy. We are talking about the levels. So here biological spectrum means the various levels of biological organizations. For example, we start right from the genes. Okay, so genes, that is the smallest level of an organism. Then we move on to protoplasm, to cells, to organs, organ systems, organism. Different organisms at a particular place comprise population. Many populations interacting together make community. And finally we have ecosystem. So means we are talking about a hierarchy, and in that hierarchy, right from the very basic, the smallest unit of an organism, gene, we are moving towards the higher level, that is ecosystem. So all this, the hierarchy of different levels of the biological organization, this is called biological spectrum. Okay. Now the second term is population. What is population? The group of interbreeding individuals found in an area. Okay. So I'm not talking about the different species. I'm saying the organisms of a species which can interbreed together, but how it's different from all interbreeding organisms. I'm saying those organisms of a species which are living in a particular area. Okay, that will be called the population of species A or population of species B. So interbreeding organisms living in a particular area, they comprise population. Now the third term is ecoline. What is? It should be ecocline. Here there is a C here which is called eco here. So that is called ecocline. What is ecocline? The area where two ecotypes meet. So firstly we'll define what is an ecotype. Ecotype means a local population which is adapted to a particular environment. Okay, so it is basically a population when it gets adapted to a particular environment. For example, if you see the rose species in the plains and in the hilly areas, you will observe it may be a same species, but you will observe certain changes are therein. It means that species has adapted to the particular environment and it has developed as an ecotype. a species can have many ecotypes depending on environment of a particular area. So what is ecocline then? Ecocline is the area where two ecotypes meet. Okay, we will study this in detail also. For example, you have selected a particular area, you go to a forest area and you mark certain area towards your left. That is a one kind of environment. Let's suppose in between there was a stream, and towards the right side of the stream there is another kind of the environment. Though same type of species is growing towards left and right side of that stream, but still you will observe certain differences in them. So those differences, depending upon the environment, then that species will be called ecotype. Okay, so you have ecotype 1 towards the left side of the stream, ecotype 2 towards the right side of the stream, and towards the margins of the stream, basically where those areas they are having a transition zone. In the transition zone, because of the interbreeding, certain new kind of species will also be existing. You will find more diversity in that transition area. So that is called ecocline. So the area where two ecotypes meet, mean the transition zone, and they continuously change when you move from one side to the another side. So there is a continuous variation in the biodiversity in that area because of the interbreeding. So or you can, in a layman's language, you can say that ecotype A and ecotype B, in between them we have a transition zone, and in that transition zone you will find some different species which will not be found in A or B. So it will have a different biodiversity. So that zone is called ecotone, and those margins, they are called ecoclines. Okay, next is ecophene or ECAD. So what is ecophene? It is used to distinguish a population having same genetic setup but different morphological characters. Means if you see a particular group of organisms and they look alike but they have certain morphological differences, but when you analyze them on the genetic level, the genotype is exactly same. They have same genetic constitution. So in that case, for example, if you have A, the organisms at a particular place, the organisms of the same species at another place B, and you observe that they have certain morphological differences, but basically their genotype is same, their genetic makeup is same. So in that case, we call them as ecophenes or ECADs. So what is ecophene? It is used to distinguish a population having same genetic setup but different morphological characters in response to environment. That is because of environment. Okay, what is community? Community is the assemblage of all populations occurring in an area. Means, for example, you have a particular area, you are going to study a lawn, okay, or a grassland. So you see there that there are different organisms present of different species. Their small populations are present. So populations of different types, different species, they are interacting together in that area. So all that complete assemblage of the population occurring in a particular area, okay, you cannot change the place. It has to be within same area, different populations, then you call it a community. Then comes still larger unit. We are talking about hierarchy. So the largest unit in that hierarchy in the biological spectrum is ecosystem. This is also called biogeosynosis. So what is ecosystem? You people have studied it in detail. The segment of nature consisting of a community of living organisms, the physical environment, both interacting with each other and exchanging material in them. So means now we are talking about an area, a huge landscape, and in that landscape we have different communities, means the organisms of different populations interacting amongst each other as well as interacting with the environment. So ecosystem has now the environment factor involved in. So you are talking about organism, their interactions and the interaction of the individuals with the environment also. Then we use the term ecosystem or biogeosynosis, means you are talking about living organisms, the environmental factors. And the last term is biosphere. Now what is biosphere? Biosphere, generally we define it as the biologically inhabited part of the earth, right? Means the part of the earth where the life exists. That is called biosphere. So we technically define it as the biologically inhabited part of the earth consisting of all ecosystems of the world. Why? Because we are defining ecosystems as the areas where the living and non-living organisms, components, they are interacting. So it means all ecosystems of the world together constitute biosphere. Okay, so again I am defining it. The biologically inhabited part of the earth consisting of all ecosystems of the world is called biosphere. So that's all about today's lecture. So we have just explained the basics, what is ecology, how the term was introduced, which are the main researchers, ecologists, which are involved in defining the concept of ecology, and then why it is called a synthetic science, and what are the different terms that we are going to use time and again in relation to ecology, community ecology. So that's all for today.